Are you tired all the time, no matter how much sleep you get? Are you stressed out, anxious, and constantly on edge? Are you gaining belly fat, especially around your midsection, no matter how hard you train and how clean you eat? The silent killer behind all of this could be one hormone, cortisol. Now, cortisol is essential for survival. You need it. But when it stays too high for too long, which is what's happening to most men today, it destroys your energy, wrecks your focus, kills your testosterone, and literally ages you faster. In this video, I'm going to break down the science of cortisol, the hidden ways it's wrecking your body right now, and the practical hacks you can use to control it before it controls you. I'm Thomas Hale, and if you want a weekly science-based hack for energy, performance, and longevity for men under 25, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. What is cortisol and why does your body produce it? Cortisol is an hormone produced by your adrenal glands, two small glands that sit on your top of your kidneys. It's often called the stress hormone, but that's a bit misleading because cortisol does a lot more than just respond to stress. Cortisol is actually essential for life. It's part of your body's natural response system, the fight-or-flight response. In the short term, cortisol is incredibly useful. It wakes you up in the morning. Your cortisol naturally rises before you wake up to give you energy and start the day. It mobilizes energy during stressful situations. If you're in danger, cortisol tells your body to release stored glucose so you have quick energy to fight or run away. It temporarily suppresses non-essential functions like digestion and reproduction so your body can focus all its resources on survival. In acute, short-term situation, cortisol is your ally. It helps you perform under pressure, deal with emergencies, and adapt to challenges. But here's the problem: chronic elevation. Your body evolved to handle acute stress, like running from a predator, dealing with a physical threat, surviving a harsh condition for a short period. But modern life has created chronic, never-ending stress. You're not running from predators. You're stressed about work deadlines, financial pressure, relationship issues, traffic, social media, news cycles, constant notification on your phone. And your body doesn't know the difference. Your adrenal glands respond to all of these stressors the same way they would respond to a life-threatening situation. They pump out cortisol constantly. Your body still thinks that your boss emailing you at 9 p.m., your argument with your partner, and the political drama you're scrolling through on Twitter are all wild animals trying to kill you. So your cortisol stays elevated 24/7. And that's when it becomes a problem. Chronic high cortisol is one of the most destructive forces to your health, your performances, and your longevity. Let me show you exactly how it destroys your body. Now let's get into the damage. Here are the 5 major ways that cortisol wrecks your body. Destruction number 1, it kills your testosterone. High cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. Here's why. Both hormones are made from the same precursors, pregnenolone. Think of it like a fork in the road. Your body can either go down the cortisol pathway or the testosterone pathway. When you're chronically stressed, your body prioritizes making cortisol because it thinks you're in survival mode. All the pregnenolone get diverted to cortisol production, and testosterone production suffers. Plus, cortisol directly suppresses the signals in your brain that tell your testes to produce testosterone. The result, the more stressed you are, the lower your testosterone drops. This is why guys who are constantly stressed, high-pressure job, financial worries, relationship stress, chronic overtraining often have low testosterone even when they are doing everything else right. You can't out-supplement or out-train chronic stress. Destruction number 2, it causes stubborn belly fat. If you've been training hard, eating clean, but still can lose that belly fat around your midsection, cortisol is likely a major culprit. High cortisol directly promotes fat storage, and it preferentially stores fat around your abdomen and internal organs. This is called visceral fat, and it's the most dangerous type of fat. Why does cortisol do this? Because from an evolutionary perspective, having readily available energy stores around your vital organs made sense during times of chronic stress and food scarcity. But in modern life, you're not experiencing food scarcity. You're just chronically stressed and your body keeps storing fat around your midsection thinking it needs more energy reserves. And here's the vicious cycle. More belly fat means lower testosterone. Lower testosterone means it's easier to gain fat and harder to build muscle, so the problem compounds. That stubborn belly fat you can't quite get off? That's stress. Destruction number 3. It breaks down muscle tissue. Cortisol is a catabolic hormone. That means it breaks down tissue for energy. When cortisol is chronically elevated, your body starts breaking down muscle tissue to create glucose. This is the exact opposite of what you want if you're trying to build or maintain muscle. This is why guys who are training intensively 6 or 7 days a week without adequate recovery often look flat and depleted despite all their hard work. They are in a chronically elevated cortisol state and their body is literally eating their muscle for fuel. You train hard to build muscle, but if your cortisol is sky high from stress, overtraining, poor sleep and inadequate recovery, you're just breaking yourself down. You can't build muscle and burn fat efficiently when cortisol is chronically elevated. Your body is in survival mode, not growth mode. Destruction number 4. It destroys your sleep. Cortisol follows a natural rhythm called the diurnal rhythm. It should be highest in the morning to wake you up and lowest at the night to allow you to sleep. But when you're chronically stressed, this rhythm gets disrupted. Cortisol stays elevated at night when it should be dropping. The result? You lie in bed, exhausted but your mind is racing. You toss and turn. You wake up multiple times through the night. You never feel fully rested. And here's the vicious cycle again. Poor sleep causes more stress. More stress means higher cortisol. Higher cortisol means worse sleep. Plus, poor sleep lower testosterone. So now you get high cortisol and low testosterone. The worst possible combination for your health, body composition and energy. Sleep is when your body does most of its repairs and recovery. When cortisol disrupts your sleep, everything suffers. Destruction number 5. It causes brain fog, anxiety, and memory problems. Chronically high cortisol literally shrinks parts of your brain. Specifically, it damages the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Studies using brain imaging have shown that people under chronic stress have smaller hippocampal volumes compared to people with lower stress levels. This is why chronic stress makes you feel anxious, unfocused, forgetful, and emotionally unstable. High cortisol also reduces the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like fertilizer for your brain. Less BDNF means worse cognitive function, worse memory, and increased risk of depression. So when you're chronically stressed and your cortisol is elevated for months or years, you're literally causing brain damage. Let me summarize what chronic high cortisol does to your body. It kills your testosterone, it stores belly fat, it breaks down muscles, it ruins your sleep, it damages your brain and causes anxiety. If you're wondering why you feel terrible despite doing everything right, this is probably why. Let me show you how to fix it. Quick pause before continuing the video. If you like the video and you are new here, please subscribe. It really means a lot and helps the channel. Also, if you're finding this helpful, please hit the like button. Finally, if you think something could be better or if you want me to make a video on a specific subject, tell me in the comments. All of this really helps more guys over 25 discover these hacks and the channel. And I'll post new videos every week on biohacking, energy, and longevity, so no one will miss out. Thank you so much. So cortisol is wrecking your body? The good news, you can control it. You can reset your stress response and get your cortisol back to healthy levels. Here are the 5 most effective strategies. Hack number 1, sleep 7 to 9 hours every night. This is the foundation. Nothing lowers cortisol more effectively than high-quality sleep. When you sleep well, cortisol naturally drops at night and resets for the next day. When you sleep poorly, cortisol stays elevated and accumulates over time. Now the protocol: 7 to 9 hours of sleep in a cool 65-68 degrees Fahrenheit dark room. Consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. No screens 1 hour before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin and keeps cortisol elevated. Take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 30 minutes before bed to relax your nervous system. Sleep is the single most powerful tool for managing cortisol. If you fix nothing else, fix your sleep. Hack number 2. Morning sunlight and daily movement. A morning sunlight exposure resets your cortisol rhythm. It signals to your body it's daytime, cortisol should be high right now. Tonight it should be low. Get 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up, even if it's cloudy. This sets your circadian rhythm and helps cortisol follow its natural pattern. And then move through the day, especially walking. Walking is one of the best stress reduction tools available. It's low intensity, so it doesn't spike cortisol like intense exercise. It gets you outside. It clears your mind. Aim for 7 to 10,000 steps per day. Break it up through the day, morning walk, walk after meals, evening walk. A pro tip, take 10 to 15 minutes walk after stressful events or difficult meetings. This actively lowers cortisol in real time. Hack number 3, breathing exercise and meditation. Your breath is a direct line to your nervous system. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. When you're calm, your breathing is deep and slow. You can reverse engineer this. By controlling your breath, you can signal to your body that you're safe with lower cortisol. The 4-7-8 breathing technique: inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale through your mouth for 8 counts. Repeat 4 to 8 times. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, and lowers cortisol immediately. Do this 2-3 times per day, once in the morning, once during a stressful moment, and once before bed. Now, meditation. Even 5 to 10 minutes of daily meditation has been shown in studies to significantly reduce cortisol levels. You don't need to be a Zen master. Just sit quietly, focus on your breath, and when your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide you if you're new to this. Consistency matters more than duration. 5 minutes every day is better than 30 minutes once a week. Hack number 4, optimize your nutrition. What you eat and drink directly impacts your cortisol levels. First, caffeine. Too much caffeine spikes cortisol. 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning is fine. But if you drink 4, 5, 6 cups through the day, you're keeping your cortisol chronically elevated. Replace afternoon coffee with green tea, which has less caffeine and contains L-theanine, a compound that promotes calm focus. Cut off all caffeine by 2 p.m. so it doesn't interfere with your sleep and cortisol rhythm. 2. Blood sugar stability. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes, cortisol rises to compensate. This is why eating sugary and processed food keeps you in a stress state. Instead, eat protein and healthy fats every meal. This stabilizes your blood sugar and prevents cortisol spikes. Example meals: eggs and avocado for breakfast, grilled chicken with vegetables and olive oil for lunch, salmon with roasted vegetables for dinner. 3. Avoid excessive alcohol. Alcohol might make you feel relaxed in the moment, but it disrupts sleep and increases cortisol later. Limit alcohol to 1-2 drinks per week maximum. Hack number 5, strategic supplementation. Certain supplements have strong research backing for lowering cortisol. Magnesium, 300 to 400 mg before bed, relaxes your nervous system and helps regulate cortisol. Most men are deficient. Take magnesium glycinate for best absorption. Ashwagandha, 300 to 600 mg daily. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen that's been shown in multiple studies to reduce cortisol by up to 30%. It helps your body adapt to stress and bring cortisol back to normal levels. Take it in the morning or early afternoon. Omega-3 fish oil, 1 2 gram EPA plus DHA daily. Omega-3s reduce inflammation and lower stress-induced cortisol spikes. They also support brain health and mood. Vitamin D, 2000 to 5000 IU daily. Low vitamin D is associated with higher cortisol and increased stress response. Most men are deficient too. Supplement daily, especially in winter. Important note: the supplements help, but they are not magic. They work best when combined with the lifestyle change: sleep, sunlight, movement, breathing, and nutrition. Think of supplement as the icing on the cake, and the cake is your lifestyle. Let me share my own experience with the cortisol trap because I've been stuck in it. A few years ago, I was doing everything right on paper. I was training hard 5 to 7 days a week. I was eating clean. I was taking all my supplements. But I felt terrible. I was constantly tired. My recovery was terrible. I was gaining belly fat despite my diet and training. My motivation was gone. I felt wired but exhausted at the same time. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I thought maybe my testosterone was low, so I got tested. And yes, my testosterone was on the lower end of normal. But the real problem was my cortisol. I was chronically stressed. I was sleeping 6 hours at night because I was working late and waking up early to train. I was drinking 5 cups of coffee per day to keep up with work. I was training intensely almost every day without adequate recovery. I was constantly checking my phone, scrolling social media, consuming stressful news. My body was in constant fight or flight mode. My cortisol was through the roof. Once I realized this, I made changes. I prioritized sleep, 7 to 8 hours, non-negotiable. I stopped drinking coffee. I added a daily 15-minute walk after lunch with no phone. I started doing 5 minutes of breathing exercise before bed. I reduced my training from 6 or 7 days to 4 days per week to allow more recovery. Within a month, everything changed. My energy came back. My recovery improved dramatically. I started losing belly fat without changing my diet. My mood and motivation returned. And when I got retested, my testosterone had increased by about 20% just from lowering my cortisol. You can't out-train, out-supplement, or out-diet chronic stress. You have to address it directly. Alright, so that's the cortisol trap. How chronic stress silently destroys your body, your energy, your testosterone, and your quality of life. High cortisol kills testosterone, store belly fat, break down muscle, ruin your sleep, and damage your brain. But you can escape the trap. Prioritize sleep, get morning sunlight, move daily, practice breathing exercise, optimize your nutrition, use strategic supplements. These aren't complicated interventions, they are simple, accessible habits that will transform how you feel. Now I want to hear from you. What stresses you out the most right now? Is it work, relationships, financial pressure, lack of sleep? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one and I love to hear what you're dealing with. If this video helped you understand what's been going wrong and gave you practical solutions, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps YouTube share this message with more men who desperately need to hear this. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every single week on hormones, energy optimization, performance and longevity for men under 25. Check the description below. I've linked the exact supplement I use for cortisol management: magnesium, ashwagandha, omega-3, vitamin D. My complete stress management guide, related video on sleep optimization, testosterone, and morning routine. Stress is killing your body. Take control of it before it takes control of you. Thanks for watching. I'm Thomas Hale, and I'll see you in the next one.